One of the most common complaints we hear from business leaders that we work with is, I've got a boss with a giant ego. And they're talking about how the boss wants all the credit, or the boss has to do it his way or her way or whatever it may be. And what you have to realize is, number one, if you've got an ego conflict with someone, it's not just their ego that you have to contend with. You have to contend with your ego, and you're allowing that person to trigger your ego. So the solution to that is pretty easy. Number one, it doesn't matter who gets credit, right? If you're trying to lead up the chain of command, you're trying to influence the boss, what you need to do is you can plant a seed in the boss's mind about a direction that you think the team should go in, and an opportunity that you see that will be beneficial, to your mission. And the boss may think that's his idea or her idea. That's okay. Let them run with it. It doesn't matter who gets credit for that. No factor. In fact, the most powerful way that you can lead up the chain of command is to make your boss think that it's actually their idea. And then you can say, great job, boss. That's awesome. You know what? We'll get on board with that plan and we'll go and execute. I think that's a great call. Give them all the credit. It doesn't matter. And that's one thing you have to realize about what winning actually means. When you're talking about leading up the chain of command, this isn't you versus your boss or you versus your senior leadership. This is about how everybody can move forward as a team together. So what winning actually means is that it's the boss's idea, and give them credit, no factor. You can move the team forward and everybody can win.
Sometimes when you're working with your boss, and maybe your boss has got the big ego, right? The boss has the big ego, likes everything to be done his way, likes to get the spotlight shined right on the boss. That's what you're dealing with. Well, if I'm in that situation, guess what I do? It's not really complicated. If my boss wants the spotlight shined on the boss, I'm gonna help shine that spotlight on the boss. I'm gonna make the boss look good. I'm gonna tell the boss that sounds like a great idea. Let's go and execute. I'm gonna say, I wish I would have thought of that. I wish I had the experience and the insight that you have to lead us in this direction. Thank you. Nothing wrong with that. The boss wants to feel good. Let's make the boss feel good. Give the boss's ego a little massage. Give it a little massage. Nothing wrong with that. It's building that relationship. If I attack my boss's ego, what happens to the ego? If I attack my boss's ego, my boss's ego defenses get even stronger. They don't want to move. They don't listen even more. I don't want to let that happen. Go with a nice little soft approach. Give a little ego massage. All of a sudden, the ego relaxes. Now we can have a real communication. Now we can have a real conversation. It starts with me putting my own ego in check, but it finishes with me helping disarm my boss's ego. And how do I do that? Give them a little ego massage. Make them feel good. It'll work.